Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us virtually for the graduation ceremony for the School of Engineering. For the next segment, the national anthem will be played. We would like to encourage all graduates to join us in observing the national anthem. Thank you. The graduation ceremony for the School of Engineering is declared open. Ladies and gentlemen, the Director of the School of Engineering, Mr. Peter Liang, will now deliver the opening address. Mr. Liang, please.
Principal, Ngee Ann Polytechnic, Mr. Clarence T. Advisory Committee members, distinguished guests, graduates and parents, fellow colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. A very good afternoon to all of you. First, I would like to express my heartfelt congratulations to all our graduates today. Graduates, you are graduating at an unprecedented time in the recent history of mankind. The ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has created a total upheaval of all aspects of life as we know it, ever since the world started going into lockdown at the beginning of last year. Almost overnight, from business activities, education, leisure, to social and family gatherings, we experience and see things that we never thought possible. At the same time, many established jobs have been made redundant, while new ones created overnight. But we also learn to appreciate our essential workers, like our delivery riders, our sanitation workers, whose contribution to society was all too often ignored, dismissed, or conveniently overlooked before this pandemic. Learning and working from home has taken on a new norm. Travel has been disrupted, and digital transformation of our economy and lifestyle has been hastened at a pace never seen before. Greater urgency and importance have been thrust upon the issues of sustainability, food security, and global supply chains. Amidst all the volatility and uncertainty, I'm sure many of you may be anxious to find out what the future will be for you. It may sound like all doom and gloom, but no. Graduates, your destiny is calling you to rise. First of all, may I remind you that you are graduating today with an engineering diploma, and you ought to be proud of your achievement. This pandemic has surfaced the importance of engineers and engineering expertise in meeting the needs of our constantly evolving circumstances. We can see in the production of vaccines and other pharmaceuticals, the overnight transition of manufacturing lines to produce surgical masks and ventilators, the quick construction of isolation facilities, and the transportation of goods such as food and medical supplies by air, land, and sea into and within Singapore. All this will not be possible without the engineers and technicians who graduated in the same disciplines as you are doing today. What would it be like during the lockdown without reliable utilities such as electricity, clean water, or proper sanitation? Or without internet, computers, handphones that enable us to work, play, shop, and remain connected throughout the pandemic? Recent events, such as the worldwide shortage of computer chips that go into every electronic devices, and the fear of disruption to global supply chain during the blockage of the Suez Canal caused by one single container vessel, highlighted the dependence on engineering solutions in this modern age. The acknowledgement of the important roles that engineers play in Singapore was highlighted in a 2016 speech to the Institution of Engineers Singapore, when Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong said, and I quote, "One can argue that Singapore was built on the backs of engineers. But it is not just the specific skills of the engineers which has made a contribution to Singapore. It is also the discipline of engineering that make engineers valuable in many roles. Your analytical rigor, your discipline, your practical approach, solving problems, not just describing them or lamenting them. Engineers, we believe, are one of the most versatile professions. You can do many different jobs, and in fact, you did do many different jobs all over our economy, our society, and government." End quote. The important role that engineering and manufacturing played in bolstering our national economy during this pandemic, and which they will continue to do so, was affirmed when the government announced in January this year that Singapore aims to grow its manufacturing sector by 50% over the next decade to ensure that the sector will maintain its contribution of 20% to our national GDP. This is part of a bigger plan to raise the competitiveness of our manufacturing sector and to create highly skilled jobs by focusing on delivering capabilities and products that are found nowhere else. A case in point, the British home appliance giant, Dyson, announced only in April this year that they'll be hiring an additional 250 new staff in its global headquarters here in Singapore to add to its existing current strength of 1,400 employees, almost half of which are engineers and scientists. Dyson is looking to expand and build on its existing engineering teams by leveraging on the local engineering talent pool as part of the company's plan to to move into artificial intelligence and advanced robotics. In your time in SOE, you would have acquired not just technical knowledge, but also picked up valuable skills. Skills such as design thinking, problem solving, analytical and critical thinking skills, interpersonal and communication skills, entrepreneurship, and last but not least, creativity and innovation. These skills will serve you well as you look for new opportunities in the future, or to help you take on various jobs across the many engineering sectors in our economy. Furthermore, your exposure to society and to the world through your internships, service learning, and overseas experiences will prepare you well to navigate the world that is increasingly full of uncertainties. This leads to my second point. The post-pandemic world will continue to be volatile, with greater digitalization enabled by technologies such as artificial intelligence, data analytics, blockchain, advanced robotics, among many others. There is also the big challenge that mankind must address, such as global warming, depletion of our natural resources, moving away from our dependence on fossil fuels, etc. So you can see, clearly, your learning journey does not stop at graduation. The moment you stop, you will be stagnant and you become obsolete. In order to help you to move along, I will encourage all of you to always remain curious about what is going on around you and identify what new skills you need to acquire in order to help you stay at the forefront of technology. Continuing education and training, or CET, will become increasingly important, be it in the form of short online courses, or face-to-face, hands-on type of courses, or blended learning. Among the various training providers, I'd like to urge you to look at our own Ngee CET Academy and see what kind of programs they offer while you're waiting for NS enlistment, applying for jobs or further studies, or planning to start your own business. At this moment, I would like to recognize the adult learners among you who are graduating today with a CT Diploma in Engineering. Attending classes, be it online or face-to-face, at the end of a long day is never easy. You have your deadlines at work, you have your family commitments, plus other obligations. Yet, you manage to persevere over at least 5 semesters to get to where you are today. You exemplify lifelong learning to all of us. For that, I thank you. Well done. Before I end, please allow me to also acknowledge the good efforts of all of you who are graduating today, and to all my colleagues, teaching and supporting staff, in riding out this difficult period together over the last 1 year. During the course of this period, you managed to do online learning, home-based learning, and working from home. In the process, mastering new enabling technologies and overcome many other challenges. It is this resilience and perseverance that will enable us to move ahead and face future challenges with success as a school, as a nation, and as a people. Dear graduates, the time you spent in Ngee Ann has just gone by so quickly. I hope you will always cherish the time you spent here. Apart from the time you spend working hard and chasing after the various project or assignment deadlines, I hope the friendships that you have forged with your fellow classmates and lecturers will be the stuff of fond memories that will accompany you for life. Whatever path your future journey may take, I hope that you will always have a place in your heart to remember what Ngee Ann has done to help in shaping your lives. With that, I want to wish all of you an exciting journey ahead and every success in your future undertakings. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Liang. Ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to invite you to enjoy a short video which the school have put together as a parting gift to the graduating class. Graduates, we hope this video will remind you of the fun, the challenges, and especially friendships and bonds made during your years in Ngee Ann Polytechnic.
Hey engineers, it's been a wonderful journey together, but all nice things must come to an end. 2020 wasn't that great of a year, but we only can go up from here. So let's end it off with a bang.
I had a memorable time in Rangers, meeting new people, learning and training with each other for the many events we host throughout the year, such as our annual open house and raid camp. I found myself becoming more confident in public speaking and working as a team in professional settings.
During my final year, I worked on an industrial automation project and was in charge of its mechanical aspects. It is an automated system that cleans lab bottles using ultrasonic in a more hygienic and effective way. I gained a better insight on how to work as a team, learned various engineering terms and concepts, and gained experiences in designing and assembling a machine from scratch.
My most memorable experience was spending 5 weeks in Wuhan, China for OIP and experiencing the student life in Wuhan Institute of Technology. It was unforgettable how we fostered friendship and bonded as a cohort. We also got to immerse in the local culture through activities such as tea art and tie-dyeing.
We went to Korea for OIP during the sem break and stepped out of our comfort zones to try communicating with the locals in Korean.
One of the most memorable lessons I had was the Korean drama music. We invited one of the Korean music producers to share more about his notable works.
During my time as an intern under Equip Medical, my job was to ensure the functionality of our medical equipment in hospitals. This includes assisting service engineers in areas such as commissioning, preventive maintenance, and servicing of the medical equipment. This has been truly eye-opening as I got to experience what it is like to work in this industry during the pandemic and how this job has an indirect impact in saving people's lives.
I completed my 22 weeks of internship at Sunpro Energies, a solar panel installation company where I gained exposure on solar PV systems. So working together with my colleagues closely, I learned a lot about solar PV systems that I have yet to know, which is closely related to my current course, Clean Energy Management.
One of the best experiences I had was the OIP trip to Nanjing. I got exposed to different traditional cultural events such as mooncake making and dragon dance, as well as heritage trip to the Yellow Mountain and the Purple Mountain. Overall, OIP Nanjing was a very culturally rewarding experience.
In our final year, under the mentorship of Movita, a self-driving technology company based in Ngee Ann, we developed a virtual autonomous test platform based on the robot operating system.
We designed a kinematically accurate vehicle model, physics, sensors, and a series of fundamental algorithms built for self-driving from the ground up. This allows our users to test their systems in a highly configurable virtual environment, without the risk and cost of testing in the real world.
I'm grateful to Ngee Ann Polytechnic for awarding me the MP Scholarship. This scholarship has opened the doors to several opportunities for me to grow as an individual. An example of one such opportunity is the Cresteria Program Induction Camp. During the camp, I was able to develop myself as a person, and at the same time, I've learned valuable lessons on effective leadership.
I've been in the Chinese Orchestra for 4 years, ever since I was in PFP. We were given many different opportunities to perform, and I was even given a role in the community, where I had a chance to lead my section. I've made many great friends, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity.
Being part of the PFP community was a fun and fulfilling one. I was able to plan, organize, and execute camps and events with my committee, as well as interact with the new batch of PFP students. Seeing all of us enjoying, our dedication has continued to lift the PFP spirit.
My best takeback from Ngee is undoubtedly the experiences that I've had over the last 3 years, from orientation camps to overseas immersion program to lastly my internship. These experiences have better shaped me as an individual.
I am currently attached to Singway for my 22-week internship attachment. In my internship, I have been in the procurement and marketing department where I have learned the procurement processes as well as how to market my company's services.
During the course, our lecturers are always willing to help for any difficulty that we face, and our weekend group study is to help to deepen the knowledge of our course and
was able to have an insight of the scale future technology. These include applications in artificial intelligence. Ngee Polytechnic has prepared me well for the emerging skills future.
As part of the Skills Future program, we learned that we are able to use cameras to shoot and record internal pipings of the vessel to construct 3D modelings on the go.
As part of Singapore's Smart Nation initiatives, my course also covers smart object detection and intelligent home monitoring system. My course not only prepares me for the job, it also helps me understand Internet of Things and intelligent robots.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you enjoyed the video. On behalf of the School of Engineering, the Director, Mr. Peter Liang, would like to extend his heartiest congratulations to the class of 2021 graduates. The following graduates will be receiving the diplomas in Automation and Mechatronic Systems. Next, we present the following graduates receiving the diplomas in Automation and Mechatronic Systems with diplomas with merit and prizes. The following graduates will be receiving the diplomas in Marine and Offshore Technology. Next, we present the following graduates receiving the diplomas in Marine and Offshore Technology with diplomas with merit and prizes. The following graduates will be receiving the diplomas in Aerospace Technology. Next, we present the following graduates receiving the diplomas in Aerospace Technology with diplomas with merit and prizes. The following graduates will be receiving the diplomas in Engineering Science. Next, we present the following graduates receiving the diplomas in Engineering Science with diplomas with merit and prizes. The following graduates will be receiving the diplomas in Engineering Marine. The following graduates will be receiving the diplomas in Engineering Mechatronics. Next, we present the following graduates receiving the diplomas in Engineering Mechatronics with diplomas with merit and prizes. Ladies and gentlemen, we now present the silver and gold medals to outstanding graduates from the School of Engineering. The recipient of the Oriental Motor Silver Medal and Prize for second most outstanding performance in the Automation and Mechatronics Systems course is Ms. Pang Junsing. Junsing is also the recipient of the Diploma in Merit for the Automation and Mechatronics Systems course, the RTEC Ultrasonic Systems Prize, the Festo Prize, and the SD Engineering Land Systems Prize. Junsing's active involvement as MP ambassador and as a student leader hosting the Japanese students during their visit helped build her leadership and interpersonal skills. She was selected to attend the Kosen Polytechnic program in Japan, sharing and brainstorming ideas on sustainability with her Japanese counterparts. Junsing is keen to study mechanical engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Pang Junsing. The recipient of the Oriental Motor Gold Medal and Prize for most outstanding performance in the Automation and Mechatronics Systems course is Mr. Kiefer Lu Guohao. Kiefer is also the recipient of the Diploma in Merit for the Automation and Mechatronics Systems course, the PSA prizes, and the Bosch Rexroth Prize. Kiefer was a student counselor for SOE Open House and student leader during his study trip to Japan. He also volunteered at the Singapore Food Bank, packing and sorting food for the less privileged. Kiefer attributes his success to his ability, his determination to succeed, and a positive learning attitude. This led Kiefer to research on and acquire new knowledge and software skills for his final year project. Kiefer will read computer science at NTU and aspires to be a cyber security professional. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kiefer Lu Guohao. The recipient of the Sembcorp Marine Silver Medal and Prize for second most outstanding performance in the Marine and Offshore Technology course is Ms. Kim Lilin Angela. Angela is also the recipient of the Diploma in Merit for the Marine and Offshore Technology course, the Drill Quit Prize, and MODEC Prize. Angela's outstanding academic performance was achieved through her perseverance and the determination to juggle well between her studies and financial constraints. Her late father's positive attitude in life was a motivation factor. After graduation, Angela will join Keppel Shipyard Limited to fulfill the 2-year bond for the scholarship she received. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Kim Lilin Angela. The recipient of the Keppel Offshore and Marine Gold Medal and Prize for most outstanding performance in the Marine and Offshore Technology course is Mr. Hei Kai-Xiang Benjamin. Benjamin is also the recipient of the Diploma in Merit for the Marine and Offshore Technology course, the STAMES Prize, and Sembcorp Marine Prize. Instead of breaking his spirit, Benjamin's dyslexic condition made him stronger and more determined to take responsibility for his own life. He volunteers at the Dyslexia Association of Singapore, walking the journey with dyslexic children. Benjamin shared that his parents are his inspiration. He was also inspired by Mr. Simon Sinek, author of the book Start With Why, which changed his outlook on life. Benjamin hopes to further his studies in naval architecture. His ambition is to be an engineer in the marine industry. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Hei Kai-Xiang Benjamin. The recipient of the OEM Services Silver Medal and Prize for second most outstanding performance in the Aerospace Technology course is Ms. Zhu Jingyi. Jingyi is also the recipient of the Diploma in Merit for the Aerospace Technology course. Jingyi led several MP activities including SOE Rangers, Raid Camp, and MP stage productions. She also participated in community projects outside MP. She was awarded the A-Star Polytechnic Scholarship and had the opportunity to work alongside researchers during her internship. Jingyi will read Mechanical Engineering at NTU. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Zhu Jingyi. The recipient of the Pratt & Whitney Gold Medal and Prize for most outstanding performance in the Aerospace Technology course is Mr. Lim Teng Seng Don. Don is also the recipient of the Diploma in Merit for the Aerospace Technology course and the KBG prizes. Don's firm belief in contributing back to society saw him volunteering in many social projects by Leo and Rotaract clubs. To be effective, he picked up hand language skills to communicate with the elderly who at times were hard of hearing. He received the Community Service Bronze Award for his contributions. Don's internship experience working on unmanned aerial vehicles and unmanned traffic management solidified his ambition to be a UAV engineer, which he hopes to do after reading mechanical engineering at NTU. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lim Teng Seng Don. The recipient of the Tarasaki Electric Silver Medal and Prize for second most outstanding performance in the engineering science course is Ms. Agnes Wu Jielin. Agnes is also the recipient of the Diploma in Merit for the engineering science course. Having a heart for the less privileged, Agnes, who was the executive mentor of the BP-NP Mentoring Club, received the Bronze Award for her contributions. Agnes also tutored primary school students at Young Arrows, Hougang. She clinched the Bronze Award at the National Robotics Competition 2019. Agnes hopes to further her studies in civil engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Agnes Wu Jielin. The recipient of the NI Gold Medal and Prize for most outstanding performance in the engineering science course is Mr. Ruben Thomas. Ruben is also the recipient of 2 top awards given by the Polytechnic. The Lee Kuan Yew Award for being the most outstanding graduate from a technology course, and the Ngee Kongsi Gold Medal for being most outstanding graduate from Ngee Polytechnic. Apart from that, Ruben is also the recipient of the Diploma with Merit for the engineering science course, the Roeder and Schwartz Asia Prize, and the CCOM Singapore Prize. Ruben demonstrated academic excellence and leadership abilities through his roles as Vice President of the Engineering Interest Group and Toastmaster Club. Ruben, along with 4 of his peers, participated in the Singapore Space Challenge, and the proposal clinched the Merit Award. Ruben was inspired to excel by his final year project industry supervisor, who emphasized learning and understanding from the ground up. These experiences motivated him to pursue his interests and to seek success in what he does. He is keen to further his studies in computer science. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ruben Thomas. Ladies and gentlemen, at this ceremony, we are also presenting the Special Home-Based Learning Academic Award for Teaching and Learning Innovation. This award is presented to lecturers for outstanding achievements in developing highly distinctive and impactful learning experiences for our students in an unprecedented year of home-based learning. Today, we are pleased to recognize the following recipients. Receiving the Special HBL Academic Award at commendation level for the project, blending multiple technological tools into the delivery of industrial automation module is Ms. Ng Shiping. Receiving the Special HBL Academic Award at commendation level for the project, Virtual IEC 6133 PLC Programming of a sorting station using customized simulation are Mr. Ho Hui Leong Edwin and Ms. Yo Pei Fang Julie. Please give a big round of applause to congratulate our award recipients. Thank you. Graduates, in addition to the paper certificate you are getting, all graduates will also receive a digital certificate. This is made possible by OpenCerts, a blockchain-based platform that enables us to issue and verify digital certificates. With this, there is no need for you to submit certified true copies of your diploma to prospective employers or university admissions office to validate the authenticity of your qualifications. Ladies and gentlemen, the gold medalists of the Marine and Offshore Technology course and the Engineering Science course, Mr. Benjamin Hei Kai Xiang and Mr. Ruben Thomas, will now deliver the valedictorian speeches on behalf of all graduates attending this afternoon's ceremony.
Guest of Honor, Mr. Simon Quick, VP and Head of Research and Development, Samcorp Marine Limited, and Member, Ngee Polytechnic's Engineering Advisory Committee. Principal, Ngee Polytechnic, Mr. Clarence T., Advisory Committee members, distinguished guests, parents, and graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, A very good afternoon to everyone here today. I am humbled and honored by this opportunity to deliver this speech on behalf of the graduating cohort from the School of Engineering 2021. 3 years ago, we met as unique individuals from all walks of life, unbeknownst of what the future has in store for us. As we gathered in our respective groups during our orientation program, we were acquainted with those whom we would forge friendships with in the next 3 years of our lives in Ngee. I consider myself fortunate to have met so many extraordinary individuals. We would push each other to achieve standards that we ourselves would not be able to realize, and even if we were to fall, we would always be there for one another. We knew that we were in this together, striving for a singular goal, to become graduates. I am privileged to regard some of these individuals as my brothers and sisters. For the countless exams that awaited our arrival towards the end of each semester, we would gather a week or two before to revise the contents that would be tested, helping and encouraging one another to persevere as we were one step closer to crossing one of many checkpoints. It has been an incredible journey with the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, walking from block to block in the unpredictable weather, or climbing the bridge to the bus stop opposite Ngee with friends are moments I will cherish. In March of 2019, I was given the opportunity to be a part of the Overseas Immersion Program in Wuhan, China, which spanned 35 days. During that time, I was exposed to the Chinese culture and customs, went for several excursions all across the Hubei province, all while in the amazing company of my fellow schoolmates. Fast forward exactly 1 year later, Wuhan was ground zero for the COVID-19 pandemic, with global and government restrictions tightening towards the end of March and the eventual implementation of the circuit breaker. Students, lecturers, and all staff were thrown into an abyss of constant worry and uncertainty as we struggled to adjust to the new environment. While some of us tussled with the transition to home-based learning, there were those who struggled to support themselves financially as their sources of income were disrupted. We gather here today in solidarity, triumphant over the struggles we've been through. Crossing all the checkpoints, we end up here at the finishing line in front of our parents and guardians as graduates. We made it. To our lecturers, thank you for your constant guidance and care for us during these 3 years, and especially the year 2020. Our lecturers worked tirelessly round the clock to ensure that all teaching materials were uploaded online in a short amount of time. Thank you for supplying us with the tools and knowledge to excel and encouraging us to pursue our dreams. To our parents, guardians, and all who have shown support to us, we appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you all for your unconditional love and unwavering support, the many sacrifices you have made so that we may live comfortably. To all our friends, thank you for journeying with us, working together, supporting one another, and making us laugh. We will remember the times where we would find a way to turn a negative situation into a positive one, filled with laughter and joy. We will forever hold these memories close to our hearts. Class of 2021, to express our appreciation to our family members, guardians, friends, and lecturers, may I ask all students to join me in a round of applause to thank them for their unfaltering support and encouragement. As we close this chapter of our polytechnic life and make way for a new one, allow us to remember the roller coaster of a journey we have been through, identifying the values and lessons that have been instilled in us. Values of respect, resilience, integrity, compassion, and gratitude. As we continue to discern what the future holds for us, allow us to find comfort in knowing that we have the support of each other and to embrace whatever opportunities that may reveal themselves to us. I would like to leave you with this quote from former British Prime Minister Sir Winston Churchill. "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." To the class of 2021, may you continue to grow as individuals and strive for what brings meaning to your life. I wish each and every one of you the best with your future endeavors. Thank you.
Guest of Honor, Mr. Tan Boon Kwan, Director, Advantech and Controls Asia Pacific, Carrier Commercial HVAC Service and Aftermarket and member, Nanyang Polytechnic's Engineering Advisory Committee. Principal, Nanyang Polytechnic, Mr. Clarence Chi. Advisory Committee members, distinguished guests, parents and graduates, ladies and gentlemen. A very good afternoon to all of you. It is truly an honor to be given the opportunity to deliver the speech on behalf of the graduating cohort in Engineering Science and Aerospace Technology. I'm sure that in the time since we last left the exam room 2 months ago, as we decided where to take the rest of our lives, we received ample time to reflect on what we've learned and how we've changed, especially over the last 3 years. We've been through a lot as a cohort. We first met 3 years ago during the orientation camp as perfect strangers, and it has been quite the journey since. We experienced a different academic rigor and a drastic change in environment since secondary school, as we've been learning to think and solve problems differently now as engineers. Outside the classroom, we achieved great and wonderful things in the CCAs, service learning, competitions, and events we've joined, as we've learned to work with a diverse group of people, challenging ourselves in new ways. Ultimately, this has helped us to develop holistically as individuals. I've personally learned a great deal of technical and problem-solving skills with my friends at the Engineering Interest Group, or EIG, and it has been a pleasure to see and be a part of an initiative that grew from a small clique of like-minded individuals to a school-wide CCA. We might be leaving, but I'm excited to see where our successors will take EIG next. Most recently, of course, we embarked on our first taste of engineering in the real world during our final year projects and internships, which is also unfortunately the time when the pandemic hit. Despite all of this, we have made it through, and as I speak of these challenges, I'm reminded that we haven't been alone in this journey, and there is a lot to be thankful for today. May I start with our lecturers, advisors, and staff, who have been working very hard to continue our learning, adapting so quickly to online platforms during home-based learning. Then, to our parents and guardians, whose love and support pushed us even further, especially as we've been spending more time at home in the last year. Lastly, of course, there are the wonderful friends we've made, who have faced these challenges alongside us and made this journey as enjoyable as it was. Class of 2021, as a mark of our deepest appreciation to our dearest family members, guardians, friends, and lecturers, may I ask all students to join me in a round of applause to thank them for their unwavering support and encouragement. Well, it's not over yet, for in fact, it is just the beginning of the next step in our lives, and the greatest of challenges still remains ahead. A man named Eugene Cernan once said that curiosity is the essence of human existence, and he had been one of the first to do what was once thought impossible, as a crew member of Apollo 17 and the last man to have walked on the moon till this day. We have seen how technology can improve our lives in countless ways, and as engineers, we have the potential to change the world in a unique way, if only we continue to remain curious and seek to find solutions to mankind's problems. Thus, to the cohort of 2021, I implore you to stay curious, and I can't wait to see what our generation will come up with. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Benjamin and Ruben. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduation ceremony for the School of Engineering has concluded. Thank you for attending the virtual ceremony, and we wish you all the best.